Hello there everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Elliot Webber and finally welcome to the Series 2 finale of Do You Remember? The series on my channel where we look back at a certain driver from the past of the BTCC and we see what they did before BTCC, how they did in BTCC, and then finally we see what they did after BTCC and possibly find out where they are now. And in this episode, in the Series 2 finale, we are looking at Warren Hughes. So as always, let's get straight into this. Yes, guys, that is right. For the Season 2 finale, we are looking at Warren Hughes, a driver who some of you might remember from about 23, 22 years ago. Warren Hughes, as some of you might know, if you're really old, Warren Hughes actually started out in single-seaters, racing in the likes of Formula 3 and Formula 3000. Obviously, F3000 is now F2 in today's world, in today's motorsport world. So yeah, and from my knowledge, he was a pretty decent single-seater racer. It just seems like the money was the aspect for Warren. He couldn't afford to move up, and seemingly was not scouted for any Formula One teams back in the late 90s, which meant that Warren simply decided to move into touring cars, finding a works drive with the MG team for the 2001 BTCC season. Unfortunately for Warren, that first year in 2001 was only for a part-time schedule. When I say part-time, it was more he only did, I think, about 6 races that season in 2001, as same for his teammate Anthony Reid. That I do believe was because the MGZS was not yet ready for the whole season, so it could only do a selective number of rounds at the end of the year. But still, it would muster up some pretty decent results. Unfortunately, none of those results actually counted to any points for Warren or for Anthony. Or for MG. Obviously that season, as we know, was dominated by Vauxhall in the new era, the post-Super Touring era, the BTCT era as it was known back then. And obviously, again, that season bringing in the iconic battle between Jason Plato and Ivan Muller, with Plato obviously taking that 2001 championship. But still, for Warren, it would be a decent start. A couple of top fives, fight for podiums, I believe a pole position as well at the final round. So yeah, pretty decent stuff. Now, this would obviously bring us straight into 2002. So yes, for 2002, it would be a full season for Warren Hughes and for Anthony Reid at the MG squad. And it would be a very, very successful season, partly because they were confirmed to be scoring points all year long. And as well, it would be some silverware for Warren and the MG crew. Warren in the 2002 season would take 7 podiums along with 2 race wins. So yes, he would take his first and second career race wins, and he would end up finishing 6th in the championship. And that is pretty decent for a first full season for Warren Hughes. Of course, he would not be able to compete with the Vauxhalls that ran away with the championship once again. The 2002 championship being won by James Thompson. However, there were also a lot more cars in 2002, specifically for the BTCT era of these cars. Obviously for 2002 we still had Vauxhall, we still had MG, Proton and Honda also made their Proton made their debut, Honda made their return, and obviously, as we know, we also had Export with Matt Neal and Paul O'Neill. We had the Team Atomic Kitten, the yellow and black MGs of Gareth Howe and a very young Colin Turkington. We had Barwell Motorsport with Aaron Slight, the motorcycle rider, and a very, very, very young Tom Chilton as well. So yeah, 2002 would be a good season, and as mentioned, 7 podiums for Warren, 2 race wins, 6th in the championship, scoring over 100 points. Pretty decent stuff for Warren. Yeah, now let's see if 2003 was any different. So yes, 2003 now, and I just have to say the livery for this MG, for the 2003 MG, is one of my personal favourite liveries. Obviously, it was sponsored by Hot Wheels. It was the black and then it was the green. And there was, I remember watching the 2003 season review on DVD a couple of times, and I remember when it was wet, when there were wet races, I remember the MG had black rims instead of their traditional silver. and oh my goodness, was it beautiful. I will find some pictures of the 2003 livery and I will put it up, just putting it out there. This 2003 MG livery, I don't know why I like it so much, but I do. It is one of my personal favourites. The MG ZS is one of my personal favourite touring cars from this specific era, from the noughties, from the BTCC era / S2000 era, but obviously that was later down the line. So yeah, just going to put that out there. I love this livery, the 2003 one. But unfortunately, this livery would not see success in the hands of Warren Hughes, although not as much success as 2002 would. Warren Hughes would once again win one race in 2003 and only taking up 2 more podiums that season. So yeah, unfortunately wasn't to be for Warren Hughes. He would end up finishing 7th in the championship this time, just missing out on the 100-point mark, scoring 98 points all season. And this, I think, is down to a lot of things. I think Warren was already one of the older drivers on the grid, and plus as well, MG expanded to a 3-car operation in 2003, obviously keeping Warren, keeping Anthony Reid, but then they would also call up Colin Turkington for a factory drive, where I do believe Colin won his first race and was slightly more successful than Warren. Obviously, as we know, Colin was one of the rising stars in touring cars 20 years ago. But still, a pretty decent year. Plus as well, it would also once again be dominated by Vauxhall for the majority of the season, where the 2003 championship would be taken by Ivan Muller. But there was also, again, a lot of cars, well, not a lot, but there were some cars competing for race wins on the regular. Obviously, again, as mentioned, we had Vauxhall with Thompson, Ivan Muller and Paul O'Neill. We had the factory Honda team with Alan Morrison, Tom Chilton and Matt Neal. We had the MGs, we had the Protons of David Leslie and Phil Bennett. Again, I do believe Aaron Slight was Aaron Slight racing? I don't think he was. I will probably leave it up in the edit, but I don't think Aaron Slight was racing in the 2003 championship. But yeah, so yeah, after the 2003 season, unfortunately, we would not see Warren Hughes return to the British Touring Car Championship. He would go on to race elsewhere, racing mainly in endurance racing and racing at Le Mans for many, many years. Obviously, in fact, during this MG spell for Warren, he would actually race for MG at Le Mans alongside Warren Hughes, alongside Anthony Reid, sorry, and I believe Johnny Kane was one of the other co-drivers. So yeah, pretty decent stuff. Moving on into Warren Hughes's Le Mans and endurance career, he would only win Le Mans once, that being in 2005 in the LMP2 class. So a class win, not the overall win for Warren, but still, a win at Le Mans is a win at Le Mans, no matter what car you're driving. So yeah, so after that, the last time Warren actually raced the car professionally, according to his Wikipedia page, was in 2020 in the GT Cup, where unfortunately since then, Warren, I believe, has not raced. One thing I do know is that Warren is in fact now a driver coach. To my knowledge, I believe he is still driver coaching for Hi-Tech's F3 team. I don't know how true that still is, because the information is quite old, but still, I'm sure for many of the F3 drivers coming up to be coached by Warren Hughes, obviously touring car race winner, Le Mans class winner, race winner in F3 and F3000, not a bad driver to be learning off of. And as well, I also found out that Warren Hughes was actually the driver coach for Harry Volkard when he was in the BTCC. Some of you might remember Harry Volkard. He might get his own Do You Remember video in the near future, who knows. But yeah, that is it, guys. That is Warren Hughes in the BTCC and what he did before and after as well. So yeah, let me know what you thought in the comments, guys. Do you remember Warren Hughes' time in the BTCC? What were your memories from the BTCT era in BTCC? And of course, again, let me know what were your favourite memories from the MG ZS and from Warren Hughes. Yeah, let me know in the comments below. Of course, guys, if you are new around here, be sure to like this video, share it with your mates, because it does help my channel grow. And of course, press that subscribe button, because we are firmly on the road to 400 subscribers. And I keep saying this in every video now. I'm going to keep saying it in every video. If we hit 400 subscribers by the end of the year, I will get a BTCC tattoo on my body.
Sorry guys, a bit of a weird one. As you can probably tell, it's actually a different day. I'm actually editing this right now. So you may have seen the outro was cut off a little bit. That is because my old phone that I was on, that I used to film on, actually ran out of storage. And for some reason, I didn't have a lot of storage, so I had to get a new phone so I could actually make these YouTube videos again. So yeah, I'm now on a new phone, which hopefully should mean actually better camera quality, so I've been told. So yeah, I'm doing the intro here now. Thank you guys for watching. If you are new around here, be sure to like this video, share with your mates, and of course, subscribe and do all of that jazz, because again, I'm going to say it again, if I hit 400 subs by the end of 2025, I will get a BTCC tattoo on my body. I'm not kidding. I'm going to get it done, but that's only if we hit 400 subs by the end of the year. We're only about 11 subs away. So yeah, so keep sharing with your mates. I've got another video planned. I've got a non-touring car video planned, actually, a video that I want to do. It's not touring car related. It's something very different, something that I haven't done in a very long time. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled for that one. And again, thank you for watching, and I'll see all of you in the next one. Goodbye.